These are the 6 steps that I was able to take to become one of my city's top local music industry creative professionals. And these are the same exact steps that I would take if I wanted to do it in a fraction of the time and achieve the same result. So boom, step number 1. I know this is crazy, I know it's completely wild, but it's release music. The most effective way that I've found to release music that keeps people engaged is do it on a consistent basis, but do it non-predictably. The way that I did this in the past was I released a song every single month, but at a random point in the month. This month of time in between each release allowed me to build up enough marketing content, enough promotional content, and doing it on a non-predictable basis, people were more inclined to go check out my song. If I was dropping a song every single Friday, people are like, oh, he's going to drop a song Friday. Oh, he's going to drop a song Friday. They're not very interested in it. But if it seems like a rare occurrence, and once every single month seems to be the sweet spot for keeping people engaged in what you're doing, if you drop a song every single month but randomly, it seems like a new event. It's like, oh wow, why do you think that we have a new holiday every single month? It's because it's a brand new event, it makes people excited, and it gives you enough time to build up enough marketing and promotional content. Which brings us to step number 2, marketing and promoting. Marketing and promoting effectively is not spamming your social media links your music links to your social media. It's not spamming your music links to people's inboxes. I've tried this in the past. All it does is piss people off. It causes people to block you. It doesn't lead to any new fans. Even if you say, hey, support a local artist and post this on your story, people are going to block you. People are going to click your link and then they're going to comment some BS underneath your song or your music video or whatever it is. The most effective method that I found that gets people engaged and actually interested in going to click my music, and the best way that I found in promoting my music, is creating visual content. If you think about music, it is always a secondary thing to whatever people are doing. People are driving, listening to music. People are at the gym working out, listening to music. Especially at the movies. There's music in every single movie that you watch, but it's a complementary aspect to the movie. But people are fully engaged in the movie, right? People are not fully engaged when they're listening to music. People don't just sit down and be like, this is a good song, right? None. Unless you're a crazy music listener and you really, really like a particular song, you're not just sitting down purely listening to the music. So what I found is visual content gets people engaged, especially if the visual content matches the song. If you're able to get a song to match the visual content and the visual content to match the energy of the song, then people are going to be much more inclined to go check it out. People are going to feel much more engaged, and them being engaged leads to better retention times, which leads to social media algorithms promoting it further, and is nothing but good. But by and large, promoting your music and marketing your music using the visual content makes it feel like a light ask. It's not a hard ask from your fans. You're not saying click the link to go check out the music. You simply just post the visual content to your social media, and if they like it, they'll go check out the song themselves, because people know how to use their phones. They know how to go into Spotify. They probably already know your artist name. They probably can see the name of the song, and if you include that in the captions of whatever visual content that you are using to market your song, they will be able to easily find it. They can go to YouTube, they can go to SoundCloud, they can go to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is. People know how to do this stuff. They don't necessarily need the link. What you really need to do is convince them why they want to go watch it. You want to make the visual content look cool, and you want to make sure the song's good, and you want to make sure the two complement each other. Now, step number 3 that led to me becoming one of the top creative professionals in my city was collaborations. You see, early on, I understood that the more people that I collaborated with, the more people would know me, because the people that I collaborated with have fans and know people that I don't know, when fans that I don't have. So the best way to get those people was to put my best foot forward on whatever we were collaborating with. Whether it was a beat or a feature from me, I made sure to give them my best and give them my all. On top of that, people respected that more. People were like, oh wow, he sounds really good. Oh wow, he makes really good beats. And it spread my name out there further, and it was able to capture more people and capture more attention onto me. This collaboration element of becoming your city's top dude was massive in also promoting some of the live shows that we were doing. You see, Instagram had just released this new feature where whenever you posted something, you could tag somebody on it as a collaborator, and it would show up on that person's social media profile as well. So not only did this garner more attention and get more interaction on the social media post, it boosted my profiles, because all of these artists that I'm collaborating with, that I'm posting videos with, promoting the show, their fans come to my social media profiles, and it helped build my social media. It boosted the post in the social media algorithm, so it got shown to more people. The collaboration led to a bigger outcome and a bigger turnout for the shows that I was throwing. the more people that I collaborated with, the bigger that my network grew, and I gained more people that I was able to get closer to by default. I was able to work with Billboard charting artists, all because I had built my network of people and put my best foot forward on each of the things that we worked on, and it did nothing but help my name, especially when I'm putting out the best work. Step number 4 that massively assisted into my ascent to becoming one of my city's top creative professionals was events. Now, these could be album listening parties, these could be live shows, these could be music video shoots, whatever they are, they're events surrounding the music. You see, when I was just starting out, I wasn't getting invited to live events or these live shows, and I would just be one of the extras in the crowd. You know, I might know 1 or 2 people, but you know, I really wouldn't be known, and I really wouldn't get anything done. Nothing productive would happen, so I'd end up having to leave early. But this is why I went through step 1 through 3 first. That allows you to build your notoriety up enough to know some of the creative professionals at these music industry events. You see, I was able to start getting invited backstage. I was invited to become an extra in some of these videos. I was invited to, be one of the DJs at the album listening party, whatever it was. These live events really, really helped. And you see, not only did it help to build my notoriety within the local music scene, it also helped me network with some of the other top creative professionals within my local music scene and the people who took it seriously, because the people who take it seriously are investing time, money, and energy into their music, as opposed to some of these hobbyists who just kind of do it from their bedroom and never really take it very seriously from my experience. But I really started to notice the real takeoff from this when I started getting invited to these events and people started asking me to be a part. But then when I built up the network from those events that I was invited to be able to throw my own live shows, that's when everything really started to take off within the local music scene. I became the person in the position of power that everybody was talking to, that everybody needed an answer from. It was a lot of stress, sure, but when I was throwing these live events, it increased my notoriety. It increased my position of power within the local music industry. People started to respect me because not only was I throwing the live shows, I was selling out the live shows. I was marketing the live shows myself. I was putting these artists on, so to speak, and it really brought my local music industry to life. And because of this, it put me up higher in the rankings of my local music scene. But with live events, it was massive in my ascent to becoming one of the top people in my music scene. The next step was step number 5, which was offering my services. Now that I had the broad network of artists that I was working with, I was able to offer high-end, high-quality services for extremely cheap to other artists. This is where I was able to start to make a little bit of money outside of just shows. You see, with my new position of power within the local music scene, people started coming to me. They're like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's all about the business. He's making really high-quality music, so I'm going to go to him. You see, this factored in slightly with the collaboration aspect because, with me being the dude behind the scenes, people were able to talk about me. I'm able to say, oh, I mixed that song, or oh, I made that beat. It allowed me to take kind of the back position, but it increased my honor and it increased my respect. If you read the 48 Laws of Power, you would know exactly why. You see, it allowed me to be valuable to artists in more ways than just one. Because when I was just, making the music, recording, sure, I could be a feature on one of their songs. Sure, I knew how to say a witty bar here and there. But then when I started making beats and I was able to start mixing, this is where things really started to increase my power level in the local music scene, so to speak. I was able to offer the best beats in the valley, the best sound in the valley. And with these services, they also helped me get better at making beats, better at mixing, and I got so good to the point where I had 2 studios kind of competing over me for having me as an engineer. One of the studios was like, yeah, sure, we'll take you on, yeah, we would love that. And then a competing studio came in and they were like, no, we want you, we'll get you a whole studio, we'll get you a whole room. And that was really, really big, and it was just the hard work paying off. And then me getting a position in the studio, everything just started skyrocketing from there. Step number 6 that made me the top creative professional in my city. I wouldn't have been able to do it without the haters. See, it was how I dealt with them that allowed me to build up, right? For the most part, whenever somebody would hate on me, I would just completely ignore it because most of the time it was like, okay, this is garbage. I know why they're hating. It's not necessarily a jealousy aspect. It's just that hate never comes from the top. People don't want to see you succeed. Crabs in a bucket mentality. But what I really did to really excite audiences, to excite fans, to even excite other artists as well, is sometimes a hater would say something and then I would purposely post something on my social media stories just to piss that one person off. For example, we just got done throwing this show, and you know, some guy was like, oh, the crowd wasn't even full, oh, you guys didn't even sell out the show, yada yada yada. He went on like a 30 Snapchat story rant about how bad our show was. So me seeing this and me understanding and people sending this to me and all that good stuff, when I was like, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll be a little bit petty, because a lot of the people in the local scene knew that this guy was talking trash on me and the show and the artist on the show. So what I did is I just took a picture of the receipt that the venue gave me after the show that highlighted the amount of tickets that we sold and the amount of money that we made, posted it on my story, and I said, thank you guys so much for popping out. It was awesome. The venue was a 300 capacity venue. We sold 270 tickets. And that was just the gotcha moment. And I would do this multiple times. If somebody would say something stupid on social media, I would find the ones that were standing out the most and rebuttal them without actually addressing them. I would rebut them on my stories, and people would be like, oh, wow, he's handling this really well. And it was super, super powerful. Haters were actually screaming my name louder than I was. They were screaming my name louder than my fans and my supporters. And that's what really helped solidify my spot, because once you have haters, you know you're doing something right. You know you're doing something right. Especially if you have a small group of haters and a large group of supporters, you're doing something right. And that is the final step that allowed me to solidify my spot as one of the power players in my local music industry. And that is the 6 steps that it took in order for me to do so. Now, I can't guarantee results, but I can promise that if you guys implement these steps correctly, you will be able to see a level of success within your local music industry that you weren't able to achieve before. It's a path. I can't hold your hand and I can't force you to walk, but I'm giving you the path. I'm highlighting it. And if you guys take these steps, like I said, I can't guarantee that you'll be the top guy, but you will be one of the guys. So before I head out of here, I did want to let you guys know that pinned down in the description below is a link where you can get all of the sound packs that I use and major industry producers like Nick Mira, Metro Boomin, and even Pierre Bourne use. It's a pack of over 7,500 production sounds and tools like 808s, kicks, loops, MIDI packs, and so much more. The best part, it's cheaper than a date night with your girlfriend. So if you're interested in leveling up your music and never needing another sample pack again in your life and supporting the channel, be sure to check that out. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Out.